It's just before dawn on the tarmac at Pearson Airport, and FedEx has just delivered 466,000 doses of the Moderna vaccine. The rookie cabinet minister leading Canada's vaccine procurement effort is here to greet them.
What we're seeing is that the provinces and territories are telling us that they are ready, they want more vaccine, and that's exactly what we as a federal government are aiming to do.
Deliveries are starting to ramp up after a sluggish start that saw Canada plunge in the global vaccine rankings, creating enormous pressure to deliver.
This is the most important thing I have ever done, and it is my sole focus all day and all night, and will be until we have enough vaccines in this country for every single Canadian.
Getting vaccines into the country is one challenge. Getting them into people's arms is another.
You arrive here, this is where people enter, then they'll go to the registration. So this site and the 7 other sites, we're estimating between 1,200 and 1,400 people a day we should be able to vaccinate.
Anthony DeMonte is in charge of the vaccine rollout for the city of Ottawa. This is one of the 7 hockey rinks or community centers he's prepped for vaccinations, with even more in reserve.
Right now the plan is from 8 in the morning till 10 at night, but we could do 24/7. We just don't know for 24/7 if there will be demand of it. I don't know how practical it is to come at 2 in the morning.
I'd come at 2 in the morning, I'd come at 3 in the morning. I'd bring my kids if that's what it took. What would it take for you to make that jump? I mean, do you have the human resources to be able to go 24/7? Is it just a question of supply?
Yeah, so it's a question of supply.
Supply remains the central question, especially with every province now promising every eligible person a single dose by Canada Day. It's what the Prime Minister calls the big lift, and if you do the math, you can see why. If you give credit for the 8 million doses the country will receive by the end of March, that still leaves 23 million Canadians who need to be vaccinated between April and June. That's 255,000 people a day, 7 days a week from April 1st to Canada Day.
What keeps you up at night as you prepare this?
You know, we're in a situation now because there's not enough product and people want it, and we want to protect our community as quickly as possible.
Meaning DeMonte can't deliver until Anand does.
Being here and seeing the doses coming off the plane means that it is going to happen. Doses are going into arms in the very near term.
It's taken a long time to get to that near term, and there are still threats to this fragile supply chain. The United States is hoarding vaccines, not letting doses leave until there's enough for every American. The European Union has imposed export controls. It can block exports if European demand isn't met. This Moderna shipment started in Madrid, then routed through Paris, then Indianapolis, before getting here. How certain are you that we're going to be okay as a country in terms of supply from this point on?
I spend every day looking at delivery schedules for this very reason. We are seeing vaccine nationalism take hold in certain areas of the world, including in Europe and to an extent the United States, and we've got to make sure that Canada's supply chain is protected.
When do you think you'll finally be able to sleep at night?
I think probably summertime, end of summer. I'll be back to regular sleeping hours.
Until then, the big lift remains her biggest challenge. David Cochrane, CBC News, Mississauga, Ontario.